Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. We are currently in Blackbeard right now, pulling up to the location where we are about to reveal DDG45, which obviously you've seen on the title and thumbnail. Super excited about this. We have this thing fully flexed out for you guys, and we're about to do a full overview. I'm gonna actually park this thing kind of like right up and close, because for the next 3 days, you actually have a chance to get entered for not only Blackbeard, which is the truck that we're in right now, but also that freaking insane unit right there. That is DDG45, AKA RIPTIDE. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. A very exciting reveal that we have today for our dual Duramax giveaway. This is actually the first time that we've ever offered up not just a dual diesel giveaway, but dual Duramax giveaway. And for the true Duramax enthusiast, dual L5Ps. We've got a 2024 High Country dually Duramax that goes by RIPTIDE, and I'm gonna give you guys a full overview of that truck here right now. But before we get started, I just have to mention the most important thing, because for all of you watching between April 3rd and April 6th, 2025, one entry gets you entered for not only that truck, but also that truck, as this one is in its final days before it goes away. So with all of that in mind, for the next 3 days, 50 times entries are live for not only that truck and $10,000 cash, but that entire setup that you see behind me and $30,000 cash. I do want to overly emphasize though, 3 days is the window before Blackbeard totally disappears and sails off into the 7 seas, with a pending status of figuring out which one of you might be potentially taking it home. All right, now for those of you guys that didn't see a full overview video of Blackbeard, then I'm gonna link that right up here in the description above. So I'm not gonna go into every single specific detail in this video, because truly we got a lot to cover right over in this area right here. But just real quick, this is a 2020 fully murdered out Denali Duramax rolling on 24 kg1 concave wheels and the oh so brand new Country Hunter MT2 from Fury. This tire has grown on me so much, and I love the square sidewall look. A true square sidewall that really sets this thing up absolutely perfect. And we're also rolling around on a McGoy's 7-inch lift. This thing looks insane. 2 L5Ps is the ultimate flex with 2 10-speed transmissions. Man, oh man, I am in heaven right now. So all of that being said, let's talk about the show of the video today, and that is DDG45, aka RIPTIDE. We're looking at a Gloss Slate Blue 2024 new body style High Country Duramax dually 3500 attached to a fully matching Keystone Raptor 415 that I'm gonna walk you guys through today. And on top of all of it comes $30,000 in cash. Now, as per usual, we have a lot to cover today, and it's kind of hard to choose. Do we start with the truck? Do we start with the trailer? I'm not really sure. There's a lot of little details that I want to show you on the truck, but truthfully, I think we're gonna have to start with, so being that we did such a unique color, I cannot wait to walk you guys through the complete overview of this build that we are going to get started right now. All right, first and foremost, you're looking at a fully optioned out 2024 High Country dually with every single option, feature, and RPO code from the factory. I think you guys have grown extremely accustomed to the fact that we really love to give you the opportunity to take home a fully loaded, fully optioned out diesel of your dreams, and ultimately that thing is no exception. Just like that truck right there, they effectively have all the same options, where you've got all the cameras, you've got all the sensors, you've got the moonroof, the sliding rear window, the backup cameras, the heated seats, the cooled seats, and all the other awesome gizmos and gadgets, of course, that pertain to that truck and that truck right there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so this thing right here is fully optioned from tip to tail with every single RPO code that comes from the factory with General Motors. Of course, you've got your 6.6 liter L5P, fully fine-tuned from the factory, upgraded from this year in the 2020 rendition, of course, with the 10-speed Allison transmission. Now, naturally, all the features, you've got projector headlights, daytime running lights, LED fog lights, sensors for parking in the front. Of course, you've got your collision sense as well, front camera, rear camera, side cameras, 360 cameras. There are just so many cameras on this truck. It's almost kind of overwhelming, but they really do come in handy, especially when you're navigating something as big as this setup right here. Now, all of that being said, we wanted to keep this thing minimal, simple, and clean with the less is more approach. So we're going to talk about the wheels today, the tires today. Check out these massive freaking spiked lug nuts, the lift kit on this truck, all the lighting on this truck, and everything else in between. So I'm going to start with the front end, guys. This Gloss Slate Blue is an absolutely incredible color, and naturally it was very different than a lot of the trucks that we've done in the past. We're really excited to bring something just a little bit new and a little bit different, especially as we start spring of 2025. The black and blue theme, which tied this thing together so well. Starting with the front end, we've got all of our factory plastics that have been sanded and painted smooth. That includes your bumper insert, your grille insert, bow tie, hood scoop, badges up on the hood that are obviously two-tone between blue and gloss black for the primary color of the truck. Now, the headlights on this thing are amazing, and one of my favorite features is how the projector of the headlight actually coincides with the cross horizontal bar of the grille, and it plays together extremely well. Now, we have to thank all of the amazing shops that have helped to make this thing possible, and I'm just gonna run over them really quick. So for the color change, PPF Pros, you guys knocked it out of the park. Mirror lights and cab lights on this truck, big thanks to the boys at Boost Auto Parts. We're gonna link all these vendors down in the description below, just so you know. The headlight build is done. Compliments of our boy Phil at Fast Headlights. Absolutely incredible work, dude. These are masterpieces, and I love you painted the side marker and then also stenciled in the same matching blue as the rest of the wrap. Ladies and gentlemen, less is more, and the devil is in the details. Absolutely fantastic. Gotta say big thanks to Mid-South LED for the huge extra bright rock lights, as well as the door handle lights, which I'll show you guys here in a minute, and the bed lighting on the back side. Check out this lighting, guys. All right, if we're just gonna unlock this thing real quick. You're gonna see sequential Boost Auto Part ambers with all white LED converted lighting. Obviously your daytime running lights, cab lights, mirror lights that act as switchbacks anytime that you go into an amber command. Look at this thing from the front. It absolutely looks so sick. And then on the side, the door handles also act as switchbacks, as well as running lights when the actual lights are turned on, which is awesome. And those suckers are bright. All right, coming around the side of the truck, stance on a dually is just so good. These things have a presence unlike the rest. Now, this thing's rolling around in a set of 26-inch KG1 wheels with these incredible floaters that float so unbelievably well. It's almost like they just don't stop floating. The bearing action that these guys have figured out is absolutely incredible. You've got this super cool, intricate black webbed wheel rolling around on a set of 38, 13.5, 26 Fury Country Hunter MTs. Coming around the backside, per usual, massive concave wheel. Look at the size of the dish in this thing. The size comparison on video never does justice to these trucks, let alone the entire setup itself. Same actuation, look at that. It is just so good. Now the stance on the back of this thing is fantastic. And this time around, we went with the standard dually style wheel instead of a super single like that of Silverback, our previous giveaway truck. All right, now this thing's rolling around on a 7-inch Cognito lift kit that has your cross member extension up front and Fox 2.0 reservoirs with the big old Cognito bracing on the backside. It is truly remarkable how actually well these trucks ride once they're under a load of such a large capacity. Genuinely, it always blows my mind. All right, popping around the side here, Enthusiast bullet antenna, paint match mirrors with gloss black accents. We've got 35% tint all around on this truck, gloss black side moldings, amp research power steps, paint match step here on the side of the bed, Mid-South has these amazing LEDs that are actually now white instead of your typical red and orange, which I really like. It is such a nice touch to just tie together all the white lighting. And then of course, coming around the backside, all plastic, sanded, painted smooth. PPF Pros absolutely knocked it out of the park, as well as a nice tint on the rear LED taillights. Check these things out. They look amazing. Now, one of the cool things about the High Country is you can actually drop the tailgate from the key fob. Now, the High Country typically comes with 2 tailgate options. This one happens to be equipped with the Multi-Pro tailgate. So you have one feature to drop, and then you have your secondary drop feature right here. That turns into a big old step. This truck has a brand new B&W 5th wheel in the back, so that way everything is sound and operational for the Keystone 415. That happens to be equipped with a massive Holy Grail that just lets everybody know exactly where this truck came from. Welcome on into what could be your new daily driver / weekend of all warriors. So we're gonna fire this thing up here real quick. Push to button start, which I absolutely love. Huge cockpit for your driver, and it feels as if it's so perfectly oriented to that of this seating position. Down here to the left is the only add-in, which of course is for the rock light. So that is your rock light switch, and it has a little LED just to let you know that it is on, especially at night. It's nice. When you hop out, you'll see that illuminate the downward area of the footwell, just so that way you don't go ahead and kill the battery. Now, of course, for these 2024 Pluses, it's a fully digital cockpit, and you have this huge infotainment screen that has all the gizmos, all the gadgets. Heated steering wheel, controls here for volume on the back side of the steering wheel for your music. Of course, this is your sound selection. Heads-up display adjustment. Cab lights in the back, you've got your floodlights, 2 4-wheel drive selector. Coming over to this side, trailer brake assist, dual climate control for driver and passenger, cooled seats, heated seats for both passenger and driver, USB-A, USB-C, as well as USB-A and USB-C here in the center console with the center console organizer. This massive area for storing whatever it is that you need to, as well as cup holders and wireless charging. Exhaust brake, lane departure, parking sense, tailgate drop, hazard lights, and your traction control, as well as a home button and an analog volume button and power button, just so that way you don't have to touch the screen if you don't want to. Cool feature for these trucks, of course, is the camera in the rear view that can also act as a rear view mirror. All of your controls for, of course, like your OnStar and SOS, as well as your slide for your sunroof that you can open up here. You can pop the sunroof and naturally open your sliding rear window from right there. You've got storage compartment here, big storage compartment here, more cup holders there, Bose sound system, memory seating, power folding mirrors, automatic windows on the front and the back. And one of my favorite things about these trucks is the driver seating position. It just feels oh so right. What we love so much about giving away these absolutely insane setups is the fact that this can become your daily driver if you so choose. It doesn't have to stay affixed to this massive, absolutely insane glamping style camping setup that also comes with it. So truthfully, you have the means to upgrade your daily driver as well as your weekend recreation opportunities. All right, now we're coming over to the Keystone 415. I am walking at a normal, not snail's pace, and I'll tell you what, this is exactly how long it takes me to get to the end of this 45-foot monster. It's so funny to me, I actually hold a CDL. I've got my endorsements for manual and air brakes, Class A, and that thing does not require that you have a CDL, which is awesome because you can get in it and you can go. Now, truthfully, it takes a little bit of practice to navigate a setup like this, but it's actually not as hard as you would imagine. And that Duramax pulls it without any effort at all. It's actually truly remarkable. That being said, let's hop up onto the party platform and start our inside tour. So we got this thing fully flexed out for you guys right now. We are actually gonna pop up. I didn't go ahead and take these cables off. These are support cables for when the actual stands aren't down to support this platform. So naturally you could actually take these things off real quick with this nice little clevis, but we're just gonna go ahead and watch our head. Ooh, as we step on through. I'm gonna close this thing up, and I'm actually gonna show you guys right here that the doors close as well. This is one of my favorite features of these Keystone 415s is they really wanna optimize your exterior experience without foregoing all of the capabilities of what can happen inside and without requiring you to actually step off of the vehicle, or should I say the recreational vehicle, to enjoy your experience. I have 3 Australian Shepherds, so for me, I could see utilizing this area when we've got the family inside, we're trying to kind of calm down for a little while, get dinner cooked for the kids. And the dogs really like to kind of have their noses up in everything, but we could put them out here, they can hang out. Unfortunately, they cannot escape in the process. So that brings us to these doors. It's really cool. They close up. They've got screens on the top and like a vinyl style mesh on the bottom, and you can actually bring that vinyl all the way up to close these things off to keep your climate control on the inside. So we're gonna open these things up here real quick and introduce you to the 15-foot garage that's in the back of this unit. TV, storage, control panels right here for all of the seating and the sleeping arrangements that are inside this unit. These seats actually come down to right about here, and then they actually fold up right here to create a sofa style seating arrangement. And if you want to leave them like this, they can actually act as bunk beds. So that can be the bottom bunk and that can be the top bunk right there. There's a bunch of strapping options in here too. So you got 1, 2, 3 cleats, 4, 5, 6 cleats, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cleats that you can use to strap down anything that you choose to put in here, whether it's a Harley, dirt bikes, side-by-sides, quads, whatever the case might be, will fit in here with ease. So that being said, you have another way out right there, and then on the side you have access to what is your half bathroom, and you can actually see this one has a dish tailgater pro associated with it. We just put it in here because it seems like the best place for it to stay without it sliding all around. Naturally, a window to enjoy the view, and it is tinted for your utmost privacy pleasure. And naturally, it comes with a blind to also help you in that aspect. These are hookups right here for a stackable washer and dryer if you so choose to add one to your home away from home. And that brings us to this nice glass door, which I absolutely love because you can see inside, but you don't have to open the door to do so. So without further ado, welcome home. It is so crazy to me how nice these units are these days. Genuinely, one of my favorite features, and I know you guys have seen this in some of the previous vlogs, but you just pull up this little handle on the side, and all of a sudden, you have a reclinable. Look at how far back I am, guys. I am almost laying completely flat, and then I've got massaging capabilities, a heater, and a cup light just for ambiance. So these couches are so crazy comfortable, but I'm actually not gonna sit in it today just because I'm not gonna wanna get out, but you can actually recline it via this pull handle right here. You've got a heater for the chair, a light for your cup holder, and a massage feature with 3 different settings that allow you to achieve maximum comfort. So the 415 has 3 primary pop outs, one for this area, one for the kitchen area, and then one up in the master's quarters, which I'll show you guys in just a moment. One of the other really cool things to remember about this specific one is it has 3 climate controls. So one for the primary area, one for the master quarters, and then one for the garage, which is right up there. And you can control those all independently from what I like to say is the central command station right here on this unit, as well as a bunch of other things. You've got your battery voltage, water pump, water heater, interior lights, exterior lights, security lights, freshwater tank capacity, black water tank, black water 2 tank, gray 1, gray 2, and of course your fuel, which we are almost out, so we'll get it filled up before it goes off to you if you're the new owner. You also have the ability to separately control your water heater parameters right here. And that brings us down to the kitchen area. One of my favorite features of the inside is this ambiance interior lighting. You've got these bar stools that actually pop up and lock into place, and then seamlessly with one hand pop right back down into their locked and stowed position. Stowed, I feel like that's like such a flight attendant word, but I would say it's pretty appropriate for those stools right there. Bunch of cabinets up over the sink area. Obviously you have your drying rack as well. Stove that is all propane fired, home style microwave with a bunch of capacity, and a big old refrigerator so that way you can keep your brewskis nice and cold. The other really cool thing about the inside of this thing is it has this home style pantry door that actually has a glass insert. It's really like these little touches that make this thing feel nothing like camping and everything like your home, just not at home. And also, as I'm walking around this thing, you can see just how breathable the true area is. I can't even touch the ceiling. I'm just shy of 6 foot tall. That means I'm reaching just about 8 foot tall, and I still have about another foot to actually get up to the top of the ceiling. So that's about 9 foot ceilings. Now, speaking of area, there's a ladder right there that actually goes right here that lets somebody crawl up into there, which I think is the coolest area to sleep because it's like a freaking fort up there. It's awesome. Now, all that being said, let's step on up here. I just wanted to show you guys the primary bathroom. This is your full bath. So, of course, you've got toilet, storage, shower, vanity, and then another means of getting into the primary bedroom if you don't want to use this way right here. TV, recessed lighting, wireless charging pads, bed, obviously storage and more storage right there, and a pretty comfortable area, all things considered. Again, I'm just shy of 6 foot tall, and we're probably looking at about, 7 foot in here if I was to use a safe assumption, maybe just a little bit less than that. That brings me to the other pop out, which is that unit right there that just gives you a nice little walking path right here next to the bed. They've really figured out how to dial in the engineering on these units. They're absolutely sick, and one might say camping, one might say glamping, one might say, hey man, just get out and enjoy it and take it wherever it is that you want to go without sacrificing all those creature comforts of home. Now that brings us to the outside. We've got 2 big awnings that are power folding that you control from the actual command station, one in the front, one in the back. Of course, a bunch of storage right here. There are these optioned in cameras that you can actually connect up into the truck, and I believe a separate screen if I'm not mistaken. There might be a way to integrate them in with the truck. On the camera perspective, which I'm not too totally sure, maybe something we'd have to look into, but who knows? The options are endless. And then also, the command station integrates factory with GM settings. I'm not your expert on all of this, but I believe that there's a subscription required for that, something that's maybe worth considering if you want to get those 2 units to connect. Now, the other really cool thing about the outside is there are these marine grade speakers, of course, that you can connect Bluetooth to, so you can bring the enjoyment to the outside of whatever kind of setting you got going on out here. Ladies and gentlemen, as per usual, we could not do this without all of your overwhelming support, your fellowship, your camaraderie, and we are so unbelievably grateful. Again, take advantage of the dual diesel, dual L5P for my true Duramax enthusiast giveaway that lasts until April 6th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which naturally gets you entered for not only Blackbeard and $10,000 cash, but also RIPTIDE and $30,000 in cash. Thank you guys as always for watching. Thank you for your support as always, and I'll see you in the next upload.